Theodore Roosevelt once said, quote, "I believe that the more you know about the past, the better you are prepared for the future." End quote. Greetings to everyone. My name is Julia S. Bocad. Join me as I take you on a tour of the historical sites in my hometown, which is Lubao, Pampanga. Lubao is a first-class municipality and one of the provinces of Pampanga's 19 municipalities and 3 cities. Lubao derives its name from the indigenous word lubo, which means low. Lubo is characteristically muddy and flooded. The term later evolved into Lubao, which is the town's current name. It is primarily a Roman Catholic town because it was the first Augustinian missionary center in central and northern Luzon. Lubao has produced 2 Philippine presidents, Diosdado P. Macapagal and Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. And now, I'd like to introduce you to our first destination. It is one of the Philippines' oldest churches, which is the St. Augustine's Church, also known as the Lubao Church. The St. Augustine's Church was first built in 1572 in Barrio Santa Catalina by Father Juan Gallegos. However, due to annual floods in the area, it was relocated 30 years later to its current location in San Nicolas I, Lubao, Pampanga. Then, an Augustinian priest and architect, Father Antonio Herrera, constructed this parish church in 1614 to 1630 out of locally made bricks and sand mixed in egg albumen, which were provided by the people of Lubao. In 1898, Philippine Revolutionary Forces led by General Emilio Aguinaldo occupied the church. The American soldiers then used it as a hospital in 1899. The dome, transept, and roof of the church collapsed and were damaged during the Japanese occupation's heavy shelling in 1942. Under the supervision of Father Melancio Garcia and other priests, it was repaired in 1949 to 1952, and the rest of the church was restored in 1954. The church measures 82.45 meters in length and 21.12 meters in width. The Historical Committee of the Philippines, forerunner of the National Historical Commissions of the Philippines, installed this historical marker with a brief history of the structure on the church facade in 1952. The church was then designated as an important cultural property by the National Museum of the Philippines in 2013. Furthermore, the Holy Rosary Academy, a Catholic school in Lubao, is located right next to the St. Augustine Church. And for our last destination is the President Diosdado P. Macapagal Museum and Library, or PDPMML, which is located in Barangay San Nicolas I, Lubao, Pampanga. It is a historical interactive museum dedicated to the late President Diosdado P. Macapagal, who served the country from 1961 to 1965. It is a 2-story museum that depicts the highlights of Diosdado Macapagal's life, particularly his rise to Malacanang, the Philippine Presidential Palace. The museum has 3 galleries, but the first attraction is a replica of Diosdado Macapagal's nipa hut or bahay kubo, where he was born and raised. The nipa hut also includes narratives from Saul H. Gueco's 1965 book entitled The Illustrated Triumph Over Poverty, which is about the poverty of the poor boy and his family. The Gallery 1A exhibit, The Poor Boy, is a continuation of the story told in the Nipa Hut as well as the beginning of his rise in life and politics, with education serving as a stepping stone. A large board depicting the Macapagal family tree, beginning with his grandparents, is one of the highlights of Gallery 1A. Then, for the memorabilia, Gallery 1B houses the descendants' collection of images, portraits, and awards of Diosdado Macapagal. The second floor of the building has two galleries. Gallery 2, which is the library, it houses President Macapagal's special private book collection focusing on his life work as a public servant, his profession as a lawyer educator, and his related interests such as foreign affairs and travel. Gallery 2 also houses the President's private papers, which include speeches, drafts of articles, and manuscripts for publications. The final gallery, Gallery 3 or the Presidential Office, is one of the museum's highlights because it features a replica of President Macapagal's presidential table and presidential chair in Malacanang, as well as an interactive display where visitors can enjoy taking pictures. The gallery also tells the story of Macapagal's post-presidential years until his death. The St. Augustine's Church and President Diosdado P. Macapagal Museum and Library are the two well-known man-made historical attractions in my hometown of Lubao, Pampanga. These historical sites preserves our ancestors' cultural, social, and political history, which is often irreplaceable once lost. I hope that we can preserve and protect all of our historical sites in order to pass on our understanding of the past to our future generations.